What's good, YouTube? And welcome to Nostalgia Member Bear Yu-Gi-Oh! Taking over the market with Hero and Dark Magician. There's more than that to cover, but seriously, I always say never bet against Max Rarity Hero. I would not have thought for a moment in time that Mass Change would be the top card in all of Stampede. Now, it hasn't got there in terms of sales yet, but it is listed lowest triple digits with funnier screenshots than this, like 200 lowest earlier, but the sales stop at $85 here. Most of them sold around 40 to 45, a couple of 60s in the panic, and you can see a lot of them actually went at 30 as well leading up to this. I think that Max Rarity Hero is going to have its roller coasters as we get closer to the support. It is pretty darn good, the support they got, but does it take them all the way there? We'll have to wait and see, but it is really a huge help to their engine. And also, they got a polymerization searcher, and I wonder what version of the card they might be wanting to play later. You should get this sooner than later using my TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. I tried to do that the fastest I've ever done, and I think I nailed it. But it does come down to the fact that this is still selling towards its lowest around 17, 18, and they're starting to finally slip away at that price towards 20. So I seriously would consider this version of the card if you want access to it in Heroes. Then you have Contrast Hero Chaos with only one printing ever. Its quantities are really going. Its price hasn't yet, so you might want to get that sooner than later. People are talking about in the deck, having access to it, being playable. So do consider that there was an unlimited wave of the structure deck. Konami could do that again, I suppose, as we near the set. But this has been unlimited before, and that's why it's able to stay so cheap right now with only one printing. Super Polymerization Starlight Rare has been doing nothing but going up and is now lowest 140, and you can see the sales are right around there. But the QCR is outperforming it. This isn't just for Heroes, this was actually in the top cut of the last YCS as well, so be aware of that. 250 is absolutely ridiculous, a $200 sale, and many at 135. So the QCR is bubbling up even further beyond and is lowest 200 at the moment. Long term, what's actually going to win becomes a super interesting conversation because it's unlikely Super Poly gets reprinted since it already has a Starlight in the Starlight Rare, unless there's some alter art or something crazy for it happening. So when it comes down to these two versions, what do I like more? They're about to cheapen Starlights a lot. They're already in the 10s. They could do a collection in the future. And with easy access 10 Starlights and more Starlights being printed over time outside of promotions, I kind of like the QCR long term right now, but we'll have to wait and see what stands the test of time. They're both Battles of Legend, both very hard to get. Also, the Ultimate Rare is starting to trail back up about $8 versus its lowest. It's a 59, so about a couple of cents off of being $60. I want to say with Ulti Super Poly, a lot of people do complain about quality control, so you might want to get that one in person. Garura as a target for Super Poly is going up. Its QCR has been consistently doing that, and it's around $17, $18 lowest and quickly 20 on this front page. Thanks to being rarity collection cards, including Super Poly, by the way, even though these were in battles, you can get tons of different rarities for cheap. A lot of these cards that I'm mentioning come in cheaper versions if you don't want to pay out for the QCR max rarity. You can do it cheap. But one that's out of Bonanza that only has a plat secret, Absolute Zero, is probably one I would consider for the deck as well. They often end up still playing this in certain modern heroes. Haven't tested it at all, but it also goes for past formats, so you can hedge your bets, especially when going high rarity. That's why I would probably consider getting Absolute Zero before the roller coaster that is all the hero hype, just in case. Dark Magician has tons of buyouts, including the Adidas version here. I didn't expect this one necessarily. I thought it would kind of be silent, but from 130 to 180 with sales over 200 and listings at 180 right now, be aware this is bouncing back up. And you also have Red Eyes Dark Dragoon QCR going mental. It is up there. It is almost $60. Again, this has a very hard to get Starlight as well, so be aware of that. And out of rarity too, which which no one wants to rip open. There's not the most Dragoon QCRs in the world. Ready Fusion for the Dark Magician deck is also going up. And side note, this isn't just for Dark Magician decks, but it already got bought out, and now it's going even further beyond thanks to Dark Magician. Ready Fusion is for it. It's a penny stunk we brought up not too long ago, talking about how it only had 2 versions and it was so cheap. Well, here it found a deck already. That's what I love about player brain versus market brain. Sometimes it can really pay off. But this is starting to go for both versions. Be aware of that. The OG is going faster right now. Apprentice Illusion Magician QCR for the deck is spiking on up. You can see it was a low of $6 and then it was $8 on sales, and now it's towards 15 lowest. And where are the actual sales at? All the way up to 15 in places, but most of them are single digit at the moment. Dark Magic Circle didn't ever get a QCR. Great Starlight candidate, Konami. This has 2 secret rares out of the Mega 10 pack and the OG, so take your pick. It's before they swap the foiling. I would like the OG more personally, but sometimes Mega Pack really surprises you, and it does look way darker. I wonder if it's an EU print on here or if that's just how it turned out. All of that aside, be aware, these are going up as well for their nicest rarity, and there's tons of easy access versions. Soul Servant with far less versions is starting to go up, so you might want to grab what you want to play. The secret looks pretty good out of LDS 3, and the QCR is up to $50 freaking dollars. That's wild to me, but this card's always hit above its mark, it felt like, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Price history. Magician Soul's QCR is headed back up after a little slump, so be aware people are buying that out too. And Illusion of Chaos was already going up before we'd covered it's starting to spike, so be aware that is up as well. I know I keep saying that, but so many Dark Magician and Hero cards are just way up in price. Now back to the metagame. Currently, Gallant Granite has been spiking heavily and is super low on quantities. I believe that's for like Mitsurugi Ryzeal, and it has really gone up to a solid $10 for its secret rare, and the Ultra's not far behind. Solemn Judgment has tons of play. If you go through the deck list, I think it's like over 10 of them, or about 10 played Solemn Judgment. The gold rare, Ghost rare, has been bought out to the point of $32 lowest. And you can see it was all the way down to 12 after all the different kind of listings. And the ultimate rare has gone way up towards $60. I remember people saying this couldn't rebound. Well, here it is. I was starting to doubt it myself as well, but over time it's really just found its way back up in price. Live to Win Kill is blowing my mind. Oh my gosh, $300 sales in multiple places. I can't believe what I'm seeing. This is simping on another level, but VTubers bring that out of people. And only 1 copy on all of TCG market at $330 left. I'm speechless and I don't think it's worth it, but people are spending their money that way. Evenly Matched is headed back up. This is interesting. There's very few copies at 40 before it jumps right to 50, so it's been silently bought out. I don't know if this is for a future metagame, so let me know, because it was absent from the top cut of the last YCS, but I could see it being a counter to some of the future decks. And then we have Solemn Strike also going with the Solemns. It has multiple versions being bought out, like the Prismatic Collector Rare of all things, which isn't all that hard to get, is going way up in price very fast. And then finally, Dominus Impulse QCR has gone way up there too. I would say this is more worth than Kill, but still shooting way above its range in the 350s, and it's sold out at the 260s. So we'll see where people end up settling on this. Again, we had that conversation of people go max rarity because in reprint season it'll fall out less, and after the WCQ fall out less than the other versions as the market crashes heading into that. But I think at this price, it's way too high. I think 250 was probably the max, and people started spending over that as well. But let me know what you think of all these price spikes between the heroes, which might end up as rogue. Do you think it'll be meta, like similar to Blue Eyes, where it's a consistent part of the metagame, even as a rogue deck? And Dark Magician, people are so hyped for that one, and it's always fallen short. But I do think that having an actual Eye of Timaeus there is huge. Oh, you want to know about the shirt, it's licensed. Everybody says they don't want to talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh merch though. Jokes aside, this is from Amazon, I believe Ripple Junction. You can go through. I've saved a bunch to my cart to hope for a future sale. Some of their shirts are on sale right now. Not sponsored at all. I just think this is an absolutely sick shirt for Summon Skull. Thanks for watching, and a tiny merch watch at the end.